Looks like we are back. Looks like we are back. Y'all, I'll give y'all a second to come on in. Telling me I got a strike, huh? All right. So hopefully y'all getting this notification. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me see. Let me go ahead and do this while we were waiting for folks to come back in. Oh boy, looks like YouTube is upset. Yeah, YouTube is feeling some kind of way tonight. I don't know what the strike violation could be because I don't know. Like I know that sister did not strike this video, so I mean, what they mad at? Right. So we are back. So y'all come on in, come back on in, come back on in. You know they hating. YouTube is upset. Let's see if I even have a message. Let's see what they say. Have a message here? So yes, let's see. My stream. Copyright notice. Now you know good and well. Out of everything else I play, now I can play MSNBC. I can play CNN. I mean, people even play The View. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I played Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Boy, they was like, let's take his black ass off. Well, that you cut like a cut that Kodak cut was hitting them, wasn't it? Well, yeah, y'all come on back in. Man, you know, we back. YouTube upset. So they're gonna make me cut they're gonna make me cut that out. So after I make that edit, then that will be back up. I'm sure they'll probably let me play this last one because it explains CRT. But yeah, you know, uh, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was a longtime nemesis of the system because he was savvy, he was smart, very well spoken, and simply told you as a general, as a revolutionary, as a freedom fighter, as a warrior, you do not discuss plans and tactics in front of these people to whom are designed to work against your success. Makes sense? So, yeah. And understand they're so hell bent against our success that they wanted to make sure they shut the stream down. You waited till so it's not like it's no question or no mystery on what just got me shut down. And all he's saying is, and you know what's so funny about it is like you can find that same interview on YouTube. They just don't like it when I'm doing things like this, and because I'm giving my commentary with it, that other people probably won't get. So when I'm doing this, it hit a little different, and they make sure to get me up out of there. Remember the what was it? The intro to Planet of the Apes. That was one of the first times they cut me off. One of the first times they cut me off with that Planet of the Apes intro. Started showing people how they were sick. And was like, ah. All right, so let me open that back up. Let me get back in here. Well, these folks something else, ain't they? Well, nonetheless, let's get to what I wanted to get to in the first place. Said too much truth to power being spoken. Brothers and sisters, from a strong black man always touches white Google's nerves. Yes, 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 yes. And I am legend. Right, right. So yes, indeed. As y'all are coming back in, please like and share this. 12-7. You said too much truth. Man, they don't like when black folks start telling black folks how good they are. How y'all start getting that positive. Y'all might start thinking things. Y'all might start to getting something on your mind. Stirring up the good niggers. I told you, cut out all that garbage preaching. But I hope you understand what he said is the message that I've been saying. That's Dr. Khalid Muhammad. So for when people be like, oh yeah, and I'm one of those who was actually able to meet that man. We had actually somewhat of a debate back in like 1992. Unfortunately, from that situation, this sister ended up getting excommunicated. But again, and that stemmed from a whole situation of a sprinter not understanding big picture, long term. Because man, I was a teenager then. So, but he had spoke here, and we just happened to end up in the same restaurant. She was like, "That's the dude that spoke," but she was doing this, family. We in a restaurant. She's over here while our white waitress is coming over there. White devil, this devil. Look at her. You can just see the evil and devil in her face. Look at her. Look at her skin. She probably smells like dog. Can I take your order, please? Like, you are doing all of this to the person to whom you are about to give your order to. Something wrong with this neck? So, she's just going off. I'm like, yeah, okay, can you tone it down? Nah, but this, blah, blah, blah. She's just going off, talking all loud and crazy. Let me tell you something. Talking loud and crazy like I'm going to let white people know what they are. They know what the hell they are. They don't need you to tell them. Here's the one thing you need to understand. They know what they are, and they know they got the system of white supremacy to protect them. So when you sitting up there doing that, all you doing is outing yourself for being the dumbass. Like, shut up. So when you sitting up there doing there we go. Okay, good. We got the sound back too. Good. So yeah, she was doing all of that, man. I went back into that kitchen. Excuse me. Where's the cook? So yeah, man. I'm at that table right there. I don't know what this chick is on. She's with them, and I just happen to get here. Whatever you're going to do to her food, do not do to mine. Because, she's in here talking crazy to these people. Like, look. So because I've been there before, so like, I'm like, oh, hold on, let me make sure they know who here. She ain't even with me. I don't even know this chick. But nonetheless, how it happens is, then the brothers come in, and that's when she pointed him out and kind of put him on the spot. He's the premier speaker up under Farrakhan at the time. So it's like for her to have kind of done that to him was out of protocol. But he elected to engage in the conversation, which I did find out some things. I didn't know he was actually, before all of that, he used to be an ordained minister. He was a former Church of God in Christ preacher. That a lot of y'all didn't know that. The only reason why I know that is because I met the man. Go figure. All these little sporadic things that you end up experiencing. But they stick with you. And understanding how you have order and structure, and then I really dug the way that was. So it's like, okay, I see the movement. I could dig it. Unfortunately, that brother passed away. He did, how they, because at this time he was still with the nation. So then he went on further with the Black Panther Party. He's always been solid. His philosophy has always been solid. and his doctrine has always been solid. So I think, we all have our suspicions that the government got him out of here, which, you can never prove that. This conspiracy. But, I mean, come on now. So, without any further ado, let's get to this last little piece. I'm pretty sure they ain't going to shut me down on this. Get this banner off. And so this, I'm going to turn that music on. Get that off. I turned the track on because I was waiting on y'all to come on in. So that's why I started the music. But now y'all are here, so I can stop that. And we are going straight on in.
Derek Bell is one of our movement's giants, one of our true heroes. About his Faces at the Bottom of the Well, The Permanence of Racism, published by Basic Books, historian Henry Louis Gates, Jr. has said it is, by turns, energizing and infuriating. And Professor Gates is right on target when he notes that this is a book that readers will want to fling across the room or pore over with assiduous care. That a reader would be left indifferent, however, is unimaginable. Indeed, I dare say that nothing my guest could write or do or say would ever leave one indifferent, including his likely response to my asking right off what in the world he means by writing, "The challenge throughout has been to tell what I view as the truth about racism without causing disabling despair." What do you mean?
It seems to me that both history, my experience, current events as we read them, all point to one conclusion about racism in this society. And that, Mr. Hefner, is that it is permanent. That it is an essential. It is not an aberration. It is not what most of us believed it was 30, 40 years ago. A pimple on an otherwise beautiful complexion of America as a place of freedom and equality for all. We all believed that at one time. That was the Gunnar Myrdal report, the huge study of racial discrimination in the 40s, and we all accepted that. As a litigator, I acted on that belief, and I think, though, that even though it means tearing down in a way much of what I've done, much of what others have done, that we have to, on the tatters of what we thought would be a wonderful edifice, that we will be. Otherwise, we are condemned to repeat a series of patterns that I can trace back for 300 years, you see.
When Andrew Hacker sat at this table, not terribly long ago, he traced back what he would consider, to a certain degree, the permanence, or at least the widespread nature of racism, to the fact of slavery. Blacks came to this country as slaves, and that is the way Americans continue to see them. You go further. What is basic to your thinking? What is your fix on the nature of human nature that leads?
Family, this is the actual author of Critical Race Theory who's talking. Truth be told, if you listen to what he's really getting at, he legitimately makes the argument within what he's saying for reparations. Are you catching that? So I'm seeing another reason for people being against CRT. Because he's saying you have to look to fix the problem. Shout out Marcel Dixon.
Lead you to write about the permanence of racism. What do we like?
There's something about humans, because as many of my critics often point out, some of my students, that the United States is not unique in in its willingness to subordinate a identifiable minority, either minority identifiable by race, by religion, by ethnic grouping. That's a worldwide phenomenon. What would seem to make it different here is our commitment from our earliest documents, the Constitution and what have you, that seem at one level to be pointing in a different direction. When read carefully, of course, already inculcate some of the essence of the problems that we face today.
Well, the compromises in the Constitution certainly put their stamp
That's absolutely right.
Racist attitudes.
And we have, as a matter of fact, we mentioned slavery. No whites were ever enslaved. That is, that the essence of slavery was a belief by whites that blacks could be reduced to slavery, and that would be somehow beneficial to them. It certainly was going to be necessary to move the society along. Segregation, when slavery was replaced, no whites have ever been segregated in the way that blacks have. And again, that policy came about as a compromise needed to move whites of differing views, differing politics ahead. So that if you look at almost any of the either positives or negatives in terms of the racial policy in this country, you will find that at bottom, whatever has been said, it was intended to further the ends of whites, often differing whites, on a particular issue.
Would you be willing to modify the permanence of racism to the permanence of exploitation, to the permanence of some other concept that would mean that there will always be a bottom rung on the ladder and will be on one rung up?
I guess.
Dr. Claude Anderson did that. Are y'all following along with what's going on here? So when we see what they are combating today, it's because with what they're, and it makes so much sense now that they overuse this term woke, because there was something laid down for us a little while ago that our generations before us did not catch. However, I guess it was just meant for us to show up and pick it up. Now you know why they are working so hard against critical race theory. Critical race theory literally is the introduction of a new way of American life, world life, a worldview. And what it does is it changes the worldview of who has dominated it for so long. So remember the other video I played earlier, which I'll have to doctor up that other one. So both of these will be available probably. Hopefully they don't take too long to get the first part back up after I edit it. So hopefully it's up before Friday. We'll see. But look at what they left. We got instruction. We got instruction from our elders. It's there. You just got to know where to go get it. And the Beatzilla PDX official show is one of those places. Over here in the New Black Media, we are doing it differently. We are giving you the truth. And see, here's what they do. They put a whole bunch of talking heads in the place of showing you what he said out of his own mouth. And then they want to tell you what it is and tell you how to view what it is based on what they say. And here's what they're doing. They're making this all about how little white children feel. This is literally about the reality of the condition of Black America. Almost sounds like the Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the anthem thing, doesn't it? How they flip that? Well, here we go again. And remember, the authors of critical race theory in America are the Daughters of the Confederacy. They are the authors of critical race theory. It's just that they had the ability to control it, so they were able to set their lie in place. That lie is what now the reality is debunking. They don't want you to be able to tell their kids that what they're being taught about the furtherance, all those little subtle things that they are told they have to undo. That's what the problem is. Because trust me, we're not still here because this situation isn't further perpetuated in the house. It's exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. That's why I said critical race reality. He doesn't really actually clarify it as theory. He's using it as theory as a teaching part. But he told you it was about reality. I think that is about all I'll play for tonight. I will come back to this. Let me mark where I'm stopping. Let me mark where I'm stopping. We're going to come back to this. So we probably pick this back up Friday. If I don't elect just to do my own broadcast just based on this alone. I don't know. Let me know if y'all want to do that. I might do an upload for that just to go through this. Walk it down just alone. So I might just do that just so it's here. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure we can have this accessible for the family. Because as you see, they hate on the truth. When the truth is being spoken and when unity is being preached abroad, they go on alert. And not only that, we're not just saying, something will be better, but we are giving you the understanding and education behind it. There's a big benefit to the grassroots. And one of the biggest things is you have to care. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we already see how much they hate the truth. When anybody speaks it, all those who have came before us, who have spoken, they have looked to silence. We are no different. Only difference is you can silence one voice. You cannot silence all of us. And you can never silence the code. When there's something beyond your own self, makes it kind of hard to topple. Because we already know this place is after itself. So just like I said in the beginning, always remember, when we were going through what we were going through and have been all this time, and we say we don't know who we are and all of this, everyone else on earth does. They are not in the dark about who came here. That would be a foolish notion to ever believe that everybody that wanted to do business with America thought that these magical Negroes did not already exist. When everybody on the earth talks about their ancient history, when you get the big dog off the block and you find like Will Smith, everybody come out to woodwork. Now everybody want to say, I'm going to start looking at Paul Rodriguez, Amy Schumer, all these other random white people throwing themselves in the mix, right? Imagine that being a whole group of people. Well, then what would they do if you got this whole group of people out of the way? For those of you who do subscribe to the Israelite doctrine, I would advise you Go on YouTube and look up 4K walkthroughs in Jerusalem. Look at the old city. Look at the new city. Let me know how you feel. I know a lot of people say, you feel connected to different places. I can't say that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't know what another person feels connected to. I'm just saying, if this is what you subscribe to, it might be something you might want to just check out. Because Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. So yeah, we will be doing this again soon. We will be doing this again Friday for the weekly wrap up. If you are new to this broadcast, we do this here every Wednesday and every Friday. Wednesday is the midweek report. Friday is the weekly wrap up, and there will be sporadic videos in between as well. We have now Beatzilla News Briefs, and then, of course, we also have our Real Truth podcast. So, with that being said, follow me on Instagram, BeatZillaPDX. Follow me on Twitter, BeatZillaPDX. Follow me on Facebook, BeatZillaPDX, and on Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. And, of course, also Patreon, BeatZillaPDX Official. And then you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And, if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket and help support this broadcast by way of donation, is greatly appreciated. You can do that at Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. That is Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. And then, of course, we have PayPal. That is Zilla Music. That is ZillaMuzak. And, we will definitely, we see y'all out there, my East Coast riders burning the midnight oil. I appreciate y'all so much. So we will be at y'all again in a couple days. And who knows, the way the news cycle has been spinning here lately. Good grief. So, we will always have plenty to talk about here, We'll see what this confirmation thing about Ketanji is looking like. Yeah. I personally think they're just overhyping it and gonna send her, push her through anyway. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who really knows? But we'll see. Let's see. Is this? Oh man. Yeah, we will be doing that again Friday. So, family, y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful, blessed evening. Peace, power, protection, and blessings be up on and over all of you. Thank you to all the contributors to this broadcast. I appreciate every last one of you and all supporters of New Black Media, because there is no us without you. Keep slanging the stone of truth. Till Friday, y'all. Shalom.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are, on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are, If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.